me know if you can hear me now. Let me know if you can hear me now. Let me know. Shit. How does it sound now? Shit. How does it sound now? All right, good. Hopefully this is better. Okay, good. All right, so let's get on with it. Today, guys, we have we have two things to talk about that I found interesting. One is with the arm ticket. So last night's video on the angry prepper, it got demonetized again. I guess because I was talking about the new event that's coming up in the near future, whatever it is. New event that's coming up. So, with that, guys, shit. Give me 2 seconds. I guess the mic doesn't work through glass. I was inside the room trying to stay. Sorry, trying to stay out of the wind. But if you guys can hear me, that's fine. All right, so Japanese leader apologizes to the people who did not take the nonsense, stating, "You are right. Our tickets are killing of our loved ones." And this is again the Japanese leader. So his last name is Hiraguchi. The former Japanese Minister of Internal Affairs has become the first major politician to apologize to the people who didn't take the nonsense for the tsunami of people that are currently not with us anymore. Early this week, huge number of Japanese citizens took to the street to protest against the crimes against humanity perpetrated by globalist organizations such as WHO and the World Economic Forum. During an opening speech at the protest, Haraguchi delivered a powerful and emotional apology to a huge number of people who are no longer here, occurring as a result of the arm ticket. Occurring as a result of the arm ticket. All right. So let's see. During this opening speech, one of the key points of Haraguchi's speech was his criticism of the ban on ivermectin, a drug developed by Dr. Satoshi Omurua, which he believed could have played a significant role in combating the event. She questioned the motives behind the ban, suggesting that economic interests were prioritized over public health. I doubt that very much. I know why they banned that substance. They don't know. They don't want it because it will interfere with the sales of their arm tickets. All right, that's also another one. The statement drew loud applause in the crowd, many of whom felt that corporate profit had taken precedence over human lives. It's always that way. If you look at anything that's ever released, including food, it's often, guys, that they're going to make more money making us sick than they are having us healthy. We all know this. This is not anything new. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. Haraguchi then shared a deeply personal story about his own health. He developed a severe illness, specifically rapidly progressing form of cancer. This time last year, I had neither eyebrows nor hair, 2 out of the 3 supposed arm tickets I received were lethal batches. This candid account of his battle with cancer, which includes significant physical change to his hair loss, struck a chord with the audience. He recounted an incident where his appearance became a point of distraction in the diet, with an opponent focused more on his wig than the issue at hand. I guess an asshole. They said an opponent, but that's just translation for asshole. That's all it means. Florida homestead. I will. So the live stream I did last night on the Angry Prepper, I'm going to put that on Rumble, for those who are interested in watching it again, or if they missed something or whatever it is, I'm going to put it on there. Rumble, it's good, but it's not as good, so I'm trying to push that a little more for more creators, especially creators that are looking to speak their mind and there's no real repercussions on there, at least not yet. I mean, listen, the repercussions are coming. There's always somebody bought out or whatever it is, but as of right now, there's no real repercussions on Rumble. So you can say what you want for the most part. You don't have to worry about it. Haraguchi was particularly passionate about the attempts to silence those who question current policies and government action. He recounted a recent incident where he was banned from speaking on Channel 3, I guess that's over in Japan, after an interview with its president. The other day I spoke with the president of Channel 3 and I was banned. They are trying to silence our voices, he stated. This attempt to censor dissident voices highlighted a critical concern about freedom of speech and expression. Haraguchi urged that the audience to remain steadfast in their resolve, saying they are trying to block our freedom, our resistance, our power. Guys, this is starting to become a growing thing. A lot of people are seeing the issues with the arm ticket. The next article, we're going to talk about a doctor, and keep in mind, he was a proponent of it. He was all for this arm ticket, and now he's not so much. Obviously, because he saw the light, especially after developing that disease. So, this is good that we're having more people wake up. But what I think needs to happen, I think there needs to be a global reckoning, right? And I think that a lot of countries need to band together with one another and stop this insanity, because there's another insanity coming down the pike. And for those of you that are doubting it, just look up the that are coming out behind it. This is nothing absolutely going to be a problem. And if we band together now, we might have a fight ahead of us. If not, they're going to steamroll over us like they did with the Mr. 19 event. Now, the next article, pro arm ticket doctor comes clean, fooled, the arm tickets are poison. No shit, lady. We told you this shit years ago. We've all said it. Even people, guys, who are not doctors, but listen to doctors, started doing their own research and came up with their own conclusion that this isn't good. Nonetheless, now everybody's starting to wake up. They're like, oh my God, this is an atrocity. It's an atrocity. We said that this was going to happen. And doctors like Sherry Tenpenny Cook, yes, we knew this was going to happen. We knew that this was going to turn into an issue. Looks like there's a storm coming, or rain. Well, not a storm, but it's a little windy. They say they have bad windstorms here. I can see how it's not too far off of a mention. Anyway, a pro arm ticket doctor who encouraged thousands of patients to take the Mr. 19 ticket during the event has admitted that the arm tickets are actually poison and has apologized by being fooled by Big Pharma and not doing her own due diligence. There were doctors who did. There were doctors who dissected this in deep and dissected what was going on with these things that they were giving out to people And they looked at the ingredients alone, and before they could even get past it, the ingredients alone told them, "Oh, yo, this is not good." And I remember when I was approaching it, I was hopefully that works. Am I still buffering? Okay, now I should be fine now. Sorry about that. So Annette Bosworth, aka Dr. Boz, of course, who had all the people she loved, and this is according to her. She said this on camera. So if you go to X or Twitter and you look up Annette Bosworth, you'll see a video she put out and states that, and this is her words, had all my loved ones arm ticketed. Now she looks back on it and she goes, "What did we do? Or what did I do?" She admits to her mistakes. She admits to, which again, I give it to doctors, politicians now who are waking up, who are looking at this and going, "Man, I messed up. This is bad." Now, again, guys, this goes along with what I was saying with Trump. Trump, though, is not doing his research on the arm ticket because he is still mentioning it, but he is one of the stupids that believed in it. He was one of the stupids that were like, "Yo, this is gonna stop everything and we're gonna be okay." And he still doesn't know any better. Again, he was lied to like everybody else. We were all lied to. I know a lot of you guys on here were considering taking it because your job was on the line, and or you didn't want a loved one to get injured or sick, right? So you sat there and you were contemplating it. The crazy thing is, this was never a contemplation for me. Never. There was never a point in time where I was like, "Yo, I got to take this." Never. I never saw myself like, "Hey, you know what, guys?" It was never a question. I had to talk my wife off the ledge with this. So just keep that in mind. Because she was being scared by what was on TV, and a lot of people were scared by what's being on TV. So she actually uploaded this video to YouTube discussing the study detailing Mr. 19's arm ticket harms, which she described as the biggest crime in the history of medicine. Again, other doctors have said the same exact shit. Even, let's go back as far as a year, 2, 3 years ago. People said the same thing she's saying now. How long is it going to take before the world would trust that I will trust what they're telling me? She talked about in her video as far as trust being gone. And of course it's gone, guys. I mean, you can't tell me anything now. That's the thing. You can't tell me anything. There's nothing on this planet as of right now where I'm going to be like, "You know what? I trust them. I will go ahead and believe them." On nothing. They took such a campaign in lying to us. It was insane. Insane. The amount of lies that were going on. The amount of things that were being said. And this doctor, even she's like, "Yo," and the crazy thing is, you definitely go through a period of being upset because you were lied to. Because not only were you lied to, but then you gave people this crap they didn't need. She also mentions that regardless of the video topics she made, her viewers would comment about how she's wrong that the arm ticket is safe, indicating that there is a massive public interest in and knowledge on the topic of the arm ticket side effect. So even her followers beforehand were telling her, "Yo, knucklehead, knock it off. It isn't that safe." Now, the study that she's referring to has been retracted. It's just one of many that chronicle massive harm from this arm ticket. So, again, guys, it's just one of those things where people wanted to believe. And listen, fear played a big part in why people took it, but once the lying started, and once I was able to recognize the lie, and I think a lot of us did, once we recognized the lie, it's over. It was game over for me. There was nothing on this planet that was going to make me take it. Again, what guys at work or everybody who had a job who said I had no choice, you had a choice. When people say they have no choice, that to me is a cop out, and a cowardice cop out at that. When you say you have no choice, we all have a choice. You know, I thought, like I said, I thought I didn't have a pension. They were going to tell me you had to wait 3 more years to get it, and I was going to wait the 3 more years. Unfortunately, I was going to have to do grunt work until I started making some decent money, right? But that wasn't it. YouTube was failing at the time, so I knew I couldn't rely on that. And photography dropped off the radar because of the event. So I was up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. And then they told me the good news about a week later. I was already deciding to leave. There was nothing on this plan that was going to make me take it, right? And now, looking at all the people who are having issues, you know, there was, again, guys, there was never a point where I was like, yo, I might have to. Never a point. Even if and I hate to say this, but even if my father had gotten super sick where he had to go to the hospital, I wasn't going to see him at the hospital. You know, it was certain sacrifices that needed to be made. And not because I didn't want to see him, but because, imagine, guys, you take something to see somebody that you love dearly, and then you wind up getting sick and passing away a few months later. All for what? I know for a fact that if the current information was in my mother and father's hand, they wouldn't have taken it. But of course, you know, my mother, she fell for it. That is a big-ass bird. Is that an eagle or a hawk? It's a hawk. It's a big-ass hawk, man. See if I could have you guys take a look at it. I mean, from here, can you guys see him? No, you really can't. Yeah, you can't see him against the trees, but this guy's huge. Anyway, sorry about that. Now, Melissa, here's the thing. The new things that are coming out, Melissa Morris, I mean, the new things that are coming out, they're going to push even harder. They're going to have, the shit that they're going to pull for the next one is going to be nothing short of criminal. I mean, not even, forget about criminal. Whatever word is worse than criminal, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're already working on, and my video that I got coming out for today on the Angry Truth channel, I talk about, the Angry Prepper channel at 1 o'clock, I have a video talking about the nonsense that they're pushing and how they're pushing and the choices they're giving you for these arm tickets. So, you talk about, you thought they pushed hard on this one, you haven't seen shit yet. Wait till they come down with they're going to drop the hammer, the ball peen hammer at that, right into everybody's knees. And people are going to shit or get off the pot. So, now this same article, the arm tickets were known to increase lethality after repeated arm tickets and, get this, increase Mr. 19 infection, result in sane and gross turbo cancers, reproductive destruction, caused millions of miscarriage, paralyzation, increased excess in people not waking up, immune disorders in the thyroid, as well as, and I never saw this one before today, as well as deadly headaches, seizures, heart inflammations, and we all know the clotting issue. This is all, guys, coming up recently because of what we're talking about. Now, a lot of people are still trying to blame food. Food is playing a part, but not but what we're seeing. I think, guys, that people were developing cancers because of the food, and the arm ticket boosted it into fucking, like in the space kind of shit. So, yeah, listen, the guys, if they tell us I can't go to the supermarket to shop because I'm not, squared away on their level, then guess what? I'm not shopping at the supermarket. I will jump in my car and travel 2 hours upstate New York or Connecticut or PA and get my food from there, right? And I mean, get my food from like farms. I would actually have to go to farms and do that if it comes down to it. Like I said, guys, I'm already coming up with a plan. I have my plan not well thought out, but thought out. So this is, guys. Listen, I didn't know about the deadly headaches. That's the first time I read that. But the turbo C's or cancers and all the other shit that went along with it, we saw an increase in it. And somehow people goes, well, it's the environment, it's the foods, it's the technology. All in the last 4 years of something else being introduced, it was all of this shit. A.M. Ryan, yes, our food is deadly. That is without a doubt. But that's not to say that there wasn't an increase due to other things being introduced to us forcefully, right? So, on a lighter note, for those of you that live in New York, there's a bit of good news. I was a little surprised to see this article. I almost dropped my phone in the toilet when I read this shit. But Governor Hochul ditches hated congestion pricing plan in stunning reversal over economic fears. She states New Yorkers are struggling. No shit, bitch. We know this. We know this. Patty S., sorry to hear that. New York Governor Kathy Hochul is ditching the MTA congestion pricing plan, with insiders saying she's worried that it's not the right time as New Yorkers faced a cost of living crisis. Hochul will announce plans to delay the $15 toll June 30th start date on Wednesday. So it was supposed to start June 1st. Then they pushed it back, and I thought they were going to push it back to July or August. I didn't see them ditching this whole thing. The governor is concerned about the economic recovery in Manhattan and the cost of living, a source said. New Yorkers are struggling, and it's not the right time to do it. It is not the right time to do this ever. This is another tax that they're putting on us in form of a toll, right? It's like what California is considering. They're considering taxing everybody 30 cents per mile because their gas tax is drying up, because not everybody, but a lot of people are buying those tampon on wheels called Teslas. So people doing that, gas prices are drying up. Now they're going to hit everyone across the board with they're possibly going to hit everybody across the board with a 30 cent per mile tax. That's insanity. That means that's going to cause people to drive less just across the board. 30 cents a mile, that's a lot of money. I mean, I can't even guesstimate how much that is. That's how much money it is. It's bad. The Democrat who's likely to run for re-election in 2 years had faced mounting public pressure over the dreaded toll, which would have charged drivers entering Manhattan below 60th Street. Now, they have a chart that I'm going to read off real quick. Passenger vehicles, this is for congestion pricing only. Passenger vehicles, $15. Small trucks, $24. Large trucks, $36. Motorcycles, $7.50. Taxi drivers per ride, $1.25, $1.25. Uber, Lyfts, and ride shares, $2.50 per ride. So that's an additional $2.50 per person that gets in a ride. And this is all entering in through the Lincoln Tunnel, Holland Tunnel, Harry Carey Tunnel, also known as the Midtown Tunnel. No, wait, sorry. The Queens Midtown Tunnel, the Harry Carey Tunnel, Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Bridge, Williamsburg, and Queensboro Bridge. Those are all going to have the congestion pricing attached to it, and below 60th Street. If you're riding on the highways, whether that's the FDR or the West Side Highway, you don't get hit with congestion pricing until you get off the highway. So if you realize you passed 60th Street and you fucked up, you just stay on the West Side Highway and go all the way around, and you should be able to avoid it. Anyway, I'm a little surprised that she backed out on this. I'm not even a little surprised. I'm a lot surprised. That is interesting. Very interesting that this piece of shit decided to do something good for once in her miserable fucking life and career. I almost want to pat her on the back when I see her. I don't, but I almost want to pat her on the back. Explore it. That's the other thing too. I think the nightlife would take a hard hit if this congestion pricing went in, because people looking at those rates going, nope, I'm not going to Manhattan. Let's stay in Queens. Let's stay in Brooklyn, and Brooklyn and Queens would become the nightlife because people would stay out of Manhattan. Bad enough, Manhattan has enough crime to pepper the entire country 2 times over. I'm being a little drastic about it, by the way. But imagine now you got people trying to come to New York City and they want to party, but you're charging them this congestion pricing. I keep my ass in Queens, Brooklyn, and maybe the Bronx if you have a death wish, right? But yeah, that's a little surprising. Yes, Big Earn, if I said that right, Big Earn. Yeah, that's the thing. The FDA is already going to approve this. There's not going to be enough testing. There's not going to be enough studies. There's not going to be enough anything. They're going to pass it. They're going to look at their 5 months of data and go, guys, guess what? It's safe. It's 1,001% safe. We guarantee it, right? And then people's dicks and nipples are going to start falling off and shit like that. You're going to look like the Fly. Jeff Goldblum's The Fly. That's what you're going to look like if you keep taking this shit and you keep testing the waters. All right, guys. So, listen, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to end it now and hit the half-hour mark. I will see you guys tomorrow, if not Friday, for the doubleheader. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for dealing with my bullshit. On your way out, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. And I will talk to you guys later. Thank you.